you guys been mouthing off awfully quiet here.
I have.
Ladies, gentlemen. I'm sorry, who did I miss up front?
They're talking to the men from the public last night, and they said, well, it's not something they like it on TV. We mentioned like on the Sci-Fi Channel, and the commercials went very long, and they leave about 5 minutes of each episode out in commercials. They did mention that Blockbuster does have a part in Showtime, and a lot of us mentioned that, you know, even though it's at HBO, we can drop HBO instantly if we run on Showtime.
Uncut.
Yes.
There is no baby, Family Channel.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish they'd talk about that guy. I want to ask all kinds of questions.
Yes, ma'am.
This isn't exactly a question, but Mr. Koslow, I wanted to tell you, we know that we're a really small group here compared to TV viewers of the world, but whenever I wear my Vincent t-shirts out, anytime, any place, it can be total strangers. They come up to me and say, I love that show.
Yes, yes. Really?
To add to that, for every one of us that you see here, there's at least 100, if not 500 more, who couldn't come here because they couldn't afford to make the trip.
Right.
And I think that what you don't realize maybe is that there's a powerhouse here that could be as big as the Star Trek phenomenon.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yes. Bigger. Bigger.
I want to add that most of the people who love the show do not know about the videotapes or the audio tapes of the music. It's a shame because they want this stuff and they don't even know it's available.
Marketed. Yes.
Well, now that Blockbuster is involved, I think that our chances are a lot better for everything, for marketing, merchandising, hopefully getting new material on the screen.
All right.
So that we could see more of your work, is there any vehicle by which you could let us know what you're doing now, and even whether it's lifeguard or other things you did way in the past? So, I mean, these Ron Koslow film festivals, so we can.
I just a movie that I wrote just finished shooting, and it's going to be released in February, and I'm really proud of it. I think it has a chance to be a good movie, and it stars Sharon Stone and Rob Morrow, and it's directed by Bruce Beresford, and it's another kind of unlikely relationship. I think it could be a good movie. I'm feeling very optimistic. The name of it is Last Dance. Yes. Yep. And it's, as I said, I'm proud of it. I think it's a good piece of writing for me, and I think that Sharon Stone gives a performance that is absolutely riveting. I think people are going to be astounded by what they see on the screen with her. And Rob Morrow, of course, is great too. So it was a good experience.
Also, could you tell us how to have a Sharon story?
No. Give me like longer answers. I do. I have a Jay story actually.
Jay's a very good friend of Sharon, and he came to me many, many years ago when Sharon was single and said, Steve, you know, we watched you walking around alone on the set long enough. I think you should possibly take her out. And I said, I don't know, pretty woman, actress, and I passed. Which, you know, basically the luckiest thing that ever happened is being on the show, and since then I made the same kind of decisions, but anyway, that's more Jay's story. That's more Jay's story.
Yes, ma'am.
Because the only thing that's stopping you from making a movie is the money, and you got everybody else saying, don't come back.
we need to get the money in place first. I think it's at the point now where we would be able to get everybody back to do a television movie. I think that that's all possible now. It seems to be.
TV movie?
Beg your pardon?
Be a TV movie?
That's the way it's looking. Yeah. And I would like to do a 4-hour though.
Yes.
And ideally, if they do well, then it could be the kind of thing where we could maybe do 3 or 4 movies a year. It's definitely possible. The one interesting thing is, and I did a pilot last year in Italy. I was there for 3 months, and the last couple of years I've been very interested in international television, and it's really amazing how well regarded the show is overseas.
Yeah.
It's really loved and known all over Europe and beyond. But it's great.
Last summer, I did a convention with all of our friends here in Las Vegas. And then about 3 weeks later, I went to England. Ladies flew me over to England and tried to ruin diplomatic relations there for a week. The day after the convention, I flew to Paris to see the Pearl, who was doing the movie with the Boys of Paris. So while I was there, the Thursday while I was in Paris, it was the 50th anniversary of the liberation of Paris. And the city was just ablaze in glory. Everywhere you went was bunting of red, white, and blue flags of all 3 countries, France, England, and the United States. And there were thousands of World War II troop carriers all over that they had left in barns or somewhere. I mean, thousands of them, all repainted. There's actually a couple of good shots of Pearl and I with a bunch of French police dressed in American Army uniforms hanging out in front of this tank. Anyway, the point of the story is, Ron was staying while he was in Paris doing his film, he was staying on the Ile de la Cite, which is this very small part of the Isle in the city. And it's a little island. It's like Greenwich Village, an island in the middle of the Seine River there. And all of the fireworks were being, imagine, it's got everything in the city's ablaze all night. Parties and symphony orchestras playing by the Concorde, the Plaza Concorde, but all the fireworks were being sent up off of the island. So you weren't able to get back on it once you left in the afternoon if you didn't have a pass that you lived in. So Ron, even though he was staying there, didn't have a residence pass. He was just letting his apartment for the summer. So it was late, we were trying to get back on the island, and there were all these French, what do you call those things, garçons? Hey, from Philly, come on. And there were 8 of them standing across the bridge to get on the Ile. And they were like, no. And one of the guys turns to the guy and goes, that beast. Not many of you have seen any footage of Ron's movie. He looks so weird in this movie. He's got this buzz-cut hairdo, and except the front, he's got these little curls going on for this movie that he did, and his hair is crimson red. He used to wear those yellow Ray-Ban glasses. He's got those on. And he looks totally, right out of the Sci-Fi Channel. But yet, he's recognized, and I was like, and these guys just literally hinged open. It didn't even matter if he lived on the Ile or not. Just right through. So.